name is Cameron Saunders, and my topic is capital punishment, and that also capital punishment is humane, and that the death penalty should be abolished. Also, capital punishment is sentencing an individual to death for a crime they have committed. The death penalty goes against our constitutional rights, in my opinion, as being inhumane and should be abolished. It is not effective. It is not an effective crime deterrent, as crime rates are still the same with executions being carried out. Before looking at this topic, I personally knew that out of 50, only 23 states have abolished the death penalty. It is cheaper to keep inmates than to execute. There have been cases where people were wrongfully executed, and me personally, I think that's wrong, because if a person honestly didn't do the crime, I don't think they should be in jail, or I don't think they should be executed by the death penalty. There is also other types. There's other types of capital punishment, like by death, electric chair, and lethal ejection. People that outsiders common knowledge are that punishment is a violation of human rights. Lethal injection is a painless death. Your time on death row can be prolonged. North Carolina has not abolished the death penalty, and the electric chair is an alternative in only 7 states. For me to live in North Carolina, I personally think that should not be a thing. I don't think we should still have that. Before I looked up this topic of capital punishment, I had 5 questions I wanted to discover. My questions were: how long does it take for people to die in lethal ejection? Why is it cheaper to keep an inmate? The history of capital punishment, and why are people for capital punishment? And what happens to people that are wrongfully executed? With me having these questions, I want to make sure I got an answer while I was doing looking up this topic. So why I chose capital punishment is because of what's going on in the world now. With the world being so separated, I don't think or agree with capital punishment at all. I don't care if you're white, black, Asian, red, black, or orange. I think we should all come together. I know that much. And I also think that capital punishment shouldn't be a thing for any race you shouldn't die for doing a crime. I personally do not think that you should die over a crime. 5 things I found out about deterrence. They state being caught is a vastly more powerful deterrent than the punishment. I agree with that, because when you get caught, you feel embarrassed, or you feel down about yourself. You still gotta live with that guilt for the rest of your life of you being caught, of what crime you did, instead of just killing them and letting them in the pain or the guilt that they have inside. Also, send an individual convicted of a crime to prison is not a very effective way to deter crime. Me personally, I've seen a lot of jail shows and everything on Netflix, and for them to be living so nice in jail, and we still have people in poverty. Like, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. There's a lot of homeless people here, and for people in jail that have done crimes, for them to be living that nice, and for us to be paying taxes for them to live that nice, I don't agree with that. Police deter crime by increasing the participation that criminals will be caught and punished. Increasing the severity of punishment does little to deter crime, and there is no proof that the death penalty deter criminals. I honestly and I personally don't think that the death penalty scares any inmate, because if they did something, they don't want to live with that. And with us killing them, I think we're giving them what they want, and to just not have to deal with that guilt anymore. Also, these laws and politics that are designed to deter crime by focusing mainly in increasing the severity of punishment are ineffective, because the criminals know little about the sentence for specific crimes.